I brought up the Suns earlier, and again, I know they're missing Bradley Beal. I know they're missing Devin Booker. I really wonder how that roster changes or how the coaching staff adjusts when they are down somebody who has to make major moves in their offense. I think that San Antonio Spurs game, they really had no business losing that game, but it's the second time that the Suns have basically just gone belly up in the fourth quarter of a game. I think it's an interesting conversation about roster construction overall. The Suns completely punted the traditional point guard position, which that's cool if you got Book, who, I mean, even in the game that they played against the Warriors to open the season at Chase, like the Suns had ups and downs in that game. They were relatively inconsistent. They won that game because Devin Booker closed the door with his playmaking, with his ability to understand that Kevin Durant is somewhere else in the corner and he can make the pick and roll play and set guys up. But I feel like the role of a point guard who's not a star, and there's decreasing numbers of those type of players in this league today. How are those guys going? How do you have a team where you don't have one of those guys at all? And so that's something that I'll look at with the Suns. And the Spurs was interesting to bring it up because they have a big experiment. I know we're talking about Victor Wembanyama just overall, and by the way, he's more slender man apparently than Jason Voorhees, right, Vinny? So he comes
Big
into
Slim is what I
Phoenix.
call him. Big Slim.
That yeah, like I mean that costume was great on Halloween, but again, the Suns were they should have won that game easily. Trey Jones, who I don't think anyone thinks of Trey Jones as an elite point guard or anything like that. Trey Jones is your typical journeyman. In football we talk about journeyman quarterbacks. Like Trey Jones is a game manager type of point guard, but the value of him has come through in both the San Antonio's wins when they close with him and have Jeremy playing like anything other than someone who's touching the ball more than Victor Wembanyama. Like the Spurs offense has been able to win these games, and it's just an interesting thing to watch because teams love to talk about how positionless they are, but the traditional aspect of how guys come up and playing still gives some coaches some comfort, still gives star players the ability to say, okay, we're going to be put in the best positions to do what we do well on the offensive end of the floor. That's an early season trend, I'm sure it'll shape how teams adjust their rosters as the winter goes on.
Can I rant on positionless basketball for a second?
Yeah, no doubt.
Just a real quick one. I'm going to sound like an old man. I'm not old, but maybe I'm going to sound like an old.
I'll be the
man.
judge of that. I'm
Right. I'll let you know.
I'm the
You'll
CEO of
let me
that.
know. You'll let me know. When you have big people that do little guard things, but don't do big people things, you still need big people, right? Right? Like if you got a
Yep.
big man that shoots 10 threes a game and says I'm the greatest shooting big man of all time, but can't protect the rim and doesn't rebound, you know what you need? You need Rudy Gobert.
Right.
So like that positionless basketball stuff, I get it. And if you don't have a point guard, but you need guys to be set up, like the one thing about a guy like Kevin Durant, I don't want him having to create his own shot as much as he has to at this stage of his career. You know what would really help Kevin Durant? A nice offensive structure that once it swings the ball to him, the defense is off balance and he can do his thing without having to stare down the barrel at somebody nipping and stripping and everything else. So positionless basketball sounds really, 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 really good. But there's still roles on the floor that need to be filled. And if you don't have those roles, I don't give a damn what positionless basketball is. That's just a cute term. Because you still need big people doing big things. Like it's just dumb. I think it's just the way of people to be dumb.
Positionless is a scam, man. It allows players to say that they don't have any specific responsibilities. They got to do everything. It allows coaches to not have to talk about what they're doing with these lineups. They can just say, "Hey, we're trying something out," and it allows front offices to say, "We're just collecting talent, and we're going to have the coaching staffs figure it out."